What's going on, guys? It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, welcome back. I'm going to be going over the Power 3 rule, okay, and kind of what I look for, and how to not get faked out and how to determine my bias and stuff. Okay, so with the Power 3, if I just pull up a quick representation of it, I'm just going to pull up a quick representation of Google just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because I'm sure Google is a better artist than I am. Give this 1 second to load. Okay, so like right here. So, again, for the Power 3, it's exactly what it sounds. You look for accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So what happens is you see accumulation, some Judas swing or dump below the accumulation, and then that's when you want to see expansion again, okay? And that's when all these guys distribute, okay? So they all get, or these guys, depending on who it is, they get stopped out, and then that's the manipulation, and then we end up jumping up, expanding to some higher time frame point of interest, okay? How do I use this? Well, first off, I want to say, if I go to a daily chart, okay? Let me just go to DXY. If I go to a daily chart on ES, okay, if we go to a daily chart, what do you notice? Okay, if you look at every single one of these candles, almost every single one, okay, almost every single one has some sort of wick on the top and bottom. Okay, why is this important? Well, in theory, when you start trading, you're not really going to think much about this, but if you really dive down deep into like the why this happens, it's because the Power 3, okay? So if you have no wicks, like if you just have a candle open, there's no wick above, okay, that's very rare. That's weird, okay? And the reason why that's rare is because then that means there's no manipulation, there's no liquidity being created, okay? And again, if you look at every single daily candle, every weekly candle, okay, up until this doesn't count because there's like no volume over here. Okay, but since these contracts that came out every single weekly, every single daily, they all have a wick, both sides, okay? You will never see, well, 99% of the time, you'll not see the high of the week open, and that's just the high of the week the whole time. Usually you want to see some sort of push over. So like right here, you can see we are bullish this week, right? So with the bullish candle, what do you see? You see us go under the open, and then we go back above the open. Same with this. You go under the open, back above the open. Same with this. See how we the high of the week, it was never open. We still went a little higher, then we dumped. Okay, so that's the manipulation part, and that's what I really want to draw your attention to. Okay, and one of the weeks I remember. Okay, I think it was like a month ago, right? I believe, I'm not sure what candle it was. I'm just gonna pretend I know. I think we were at the high of the week, okay, like, let's say right here. I think we were at the high of the week, like, at 3 p.m., and we were at the high of the week. Okay, it was 3 p.m., the market was about to close, and it was a Friday, right? Because of the Power 3 rule, what happened after? Well, I think we just dumped a ton. That last hour, we just ripped it down, okay? And I was kind of expecting that because of the Power 3, and you can't just, because that's going to be a rare situation. You can't just say, okay, well, we're at the high of the day or we're at the high of the week, okay? We're the last 30 minutes of close, so we have to dump here. That doesn't mean buy push. It just means that's when you look for a short setup. Okay, so if you go backtest and look at any time frame, right? If you go the 15-minute, 30-minute to 1 hour, almost on every candle you will see a wick, and this is all fractal. So these wicks just represent the accumulation, then the manipulation, and then the distribution / expansion. So these are what these wicks kind of represent. And a classic ICT buy day looks something like this. We get an open here, you get a manipulation up here, and then you get a high, and then you dump, and then you close kind of a little lower. But you never really close or open. You never close at the high or low of day or whatever. It's often pretty rare, okay? If you look at any of these candles, okay, this candle is the only candle I see in this picture where we close right at the high, okay? Other than that, most of these candles, you never close at the high. It's just something to kind of note. So what I do is, okay, this is if I go to this time frame right here, right? Okay, like right here. So I know we have sell side down here. Okay. I know this looks like accumulation. Okay. This whole box looks like accumulation. Well, what happens? Okay. So we get to about 2:10 a.m. Okay. Right here, we go under sell side. So this would be the accumulation. Okay. This would be the accumulation. This is the manipulation because people are like, oh, we just accumulated. Why are we dumping? And then they get all mad or whatever. Who's they? I don't really know. I don't get mad at this, but accumulation, manipulation, and then, okay, here's the distribution, okay? And you can see this is kind of the setup I look for, and I look for this on every single time frame, the daily, the weekly, the 1 minute, okay? I always look for the setup. I look for some kind of accumulation, a dump under sell side, and then once we go under sell side, you're not just going to long blatantly, right? You're not just randomly longing. What you're looking for is a 1 minute ICT setup, right? So in this situation, you can see we have the accumulation. We hit sell side. Well, what does that mean to look for? You now look for a long setup, right? So you can see we get the market structure shift here. Okay, so let me just label this as a market structure shift. Right, so we get the market structure shift. Okay, what happens? You get a fair value gap. Okay, isn't a discount. It looks like it is. Okay, so it isn't discount. It is on the higher time frame too. So it's in discount. Okay, this is your textbook long entry. It's also a BPR. Okay, you can see double fair value gap BPR, which is basically see how this red candle is a bearish fair value gap and this is a green, and see how they line up and both of them are unfilled. This would be balanced price range. Okay, so here's your long. Okay, it's perfect because you know we swept sell side, we know you accumulated, you know this is part of the manipulation. That's when you want to get in. And then your targets, okay, you're not holding your full position to way up here, right? You're only holding your position to like right here. You take partials and then you're just be holding winners to this, okay? It also depends on your risk reward, whether you're journaling or whether you journal your risk reward, whatever. Okay, that's a whole different part of this trading. Okay, but this is kind of setup you look for. Okay, if I go to one more example, the other day or earlier, I think we got, what did we get? Right here, right? We get some accumulation. Okay, we get sideways, just chop, right? We have sell side in here. What happens? We go down and hit sell side. Okay, and then what do we get? We get some expansion. And here's a fair value gap long. This fair value gap's in discount. Where would your stop loss be? Your stop loss would be below this low. The stop never hits, right? And then here's the expansion. And what I usually like to say is where the accumulation is, the highest part of the accumulation, that's usually my final target. I don't care if you go higher than the accumulation, but usually the accumulation, that's always my final target. Okay. And wow, this is live time. I'm kind of monitoring this. Okay, so yeah, this is crazy pump. Wow. So yeah, this is just another example. And again, I usually only target here. I don't care that we're way up here. I would have been out of position by then. So yeah, that's ideally my main position. And I think we are going to hit buy side in a second. But yeah, this is kind of what we're looking for. And again, you have to remember, this is all fractal. So what this is a candle in a higher time frame that's just an opening, and then this is just the wick of the candle, and then this is just the high of the candle. You just have to imagine that. So imagine you draw like a vertical line, okay, like right here. This is the open. You dip down a little bit, wick down, and then you close back up. Okay, this is just wicks, and this is a single candle on a higher time frame, right? Okay, so again, this is the power 3. I'm going to be honest, I don't use it a ton as I should have, or as I should. Okay, what I do is I kind of look for the setup, and then that kind of helps determine my targets. But that's the only thing I use it for, and I also use it to do my weekly and daily analysis. So kind of look for the setup. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Peace.